Part 1, Scene 1, The Streets of New York City, Evening, Now. Sarah Green, a 24-year-old young woman wearing a yellow raincoat with hood, jeans tucked into pink rain boots, and a brown long strapped purse, stands alone center stage under a single spotlight. Her atmosphere screams Midwestern sweetheart. Sarah looks at her surroundings with a sense of eagerness, excitement, and anxiety. As Sarah is absorbed in her surroundings, the music swells and crescendos on a stylized breath from the actor. Lights up on the streets of New York. New York ambiance overlays the music. It is raining. Ensemble members fill the stage, and Sarah finds herself encased in the hustle and bustle of a New York City street. Ensemble members hail cabs, bump into Sarah, etc. All the below should be said at various times, but capture New York City as a character.
Taxi! Over here!
I'm sorry, I can only do 500.
I told you we needed an umbrella.
Well, where's the nearest shop?
Watch where you're going.
The ensemble goes slow-mo when Ensemble 6 bumps into Sarah, while Sarah maintains her normal speed.
Sorry.
The normal speed continues for everyone.
Well, how far is that?
My signal is cutting out. Can you hear me? Hello?
Hot dogs! Everyone get your hot dogs!
Excuse me, I was wondering...
I just bought these shoes.
It wasn't supposed to rain today.
After the hubbub of the New York street falls to a murmur, Catherine White, a snobby producer wearing a long gray raincoat that falls just below her knees, jeans tucked into boots, button-up light gray dress shirt, enters with a pack of cigarettes and abruptly opens the pack and pulls out a cigarette as if it's the only thing that will keep her warm in the rain. The cigarette illuminates her face. Sarah approaches.
I'm sorry, but do you know where the Newark Theater is? Downtown can be so confusing.
Catherine does not stop smoking her cigarette and doesn't fall for Sarah's Midwest charm.
I mean, right in front of it, honey.
Oh, sorry, duh. I've only ever been in New York once, so I'm still trying to get used to everything. Should I just go through the front door here, or...
It's closed for rehearsals. You can come see the show when it opens.
Come see Walter Jones and Barney Fellows in the new hit comedy, Here Come Daddies. Yep, that's the same title in the email that the theater sent me.
The email? Who are you?
I'm Sarah Green, the new stage manager.
Oh, thank God you're here. Where have you been?
My flight left from Ohio this morning. I'm actually on time.
Oh, shit, it's like purgatory in there.
It's okay. I just don't want to make a bad first impression, Mrs.
Catherine White? Do you know who I am?
You're Catherine White.
And do you know what I do?
Yes, I do. You're a producer. I'm a huge fan of everything you've helped create within the past few years. It must be exhausting.
Have you ever tried producing a show directed by Taylor Waters? A couple weeks before we even go up, and we don't even have Act 2 written.
Well, the cast is phenomenal.
It was better when our leads decided they'd rather complain about the lights being too bright or their backs hurting from the chairs.
Well, you have Walter Jones. The Walter Jones. That man is the grandfather of comedy.
Spotlight goes up on Walter on the set, and while we see him check himself out in an imaginary mirror, jazz music starts to rise in the background.
Maybe in the 1960s. But now he's just a washed-up wannabe.
And you have Barney Fellows. He was just nominated for a Tony last season.
Barney joins Walter on stage with the spotlight shining on him as well.
Yeah, and there's a reason he didn't win. Did you ever hear about the last show Walter and Barney worked on together?
What? They worked on a show together? Oh, it must have been.
A train wreck, a car crash, a fucking disaster, whatever you want to call it. They fought and bickered with each other so much that the director of their show was blacklisted after previews. The show closed before it ever even opened.
And now they're working together again? Why?
Why don't you go ask them? All I know is that this cast hardly knows their lines. Some of them show up tipsy and others are hurt.
During the above, the cast and crew members join the stage and appear for their respective lines, and as Catherine reaches the end of her line, the jazz music that has been building in the background crescendos and brings chaos onto the stage. Actors, techs, and the director are all doing their own part in causing a ruckus on the Here Come Daddy set. At the end of the jazz crescendo, hard blackout and the jazz drops. Lights up, we are now just back with Catherine and Sarah on New York streets.
It's almost as if nobody cares anymore.
I just got here, but I care.
We all did when we first started. Come on in, I'll show you around.
Oh, wait. Can I ask you a quick question?
Okay.
Why did the last stage manager quit?
Let's just say he couldn't handle the pressure.
I just want to let you know that I can. In Ohio, I stage manage shows that have gone all sorts of directions, but I always follow through.
This isn't Buckeye country.
I know. I just want you to know that I won't let you down.
That's an early promise to make. You don't even know if you're going to make it to opening night 2 weeks from now.
You'll see.
You think you're ready?
Sarah takes another look around her surroundings, and Catherine slips into the background and off the stage. Sarah crosses to the actual set as lights start to fade into a spotlight on Sarah once more, a brief pause in the music.
Yes.
Music crescendos, and we have a blackout, which is immediately followed by Part 1, Scene 2. Theater 2 weeks before open. Lights up on stage. Abby and Sam enter from the stage left door. Sam, a youthful, disorganized man, carries a power drill. Both techs are dressed in black from head to toe, while Abby, a sedulous, edgy woman, has a headset around her neck. Abby is bending down and clearly looking at a screw jutting out of the ground.
You see that screw right there?
Sam is spaced out. Abby hits Sam on the back of his head.
Sam!
Sam snaps out of his trance.
Yeah, I think kind of just blends into the ground, if you ask me.
Okay, well, just make sure you get it screwed back in. It's a really big safety hazard.
We'll do. We still need to fix the doors, right? The doorknobs, bucket handles, and
the door hinges, yes. Taylor wants us to have everything done before dress rehearsal next week. Start with that screw, though. I don't want you messing up anything else.
Of course, Abby. Also, why has Taylor been such a big deal recently? She wasn't like this when I first got here.
You've been working here for a week, Sam. That's how she normally is. Also, it doesn't help that she's our director and our current stage manager.
Why is she both?
Well, I offered to fill in, but she said she would rather have as much power until one new stage manager gets here. I've heard of her doing things like that even before I started working here.
How long have you been working here?
I've worked here for 3 years at the Newark Theater, I think.
Wow, that must be nice. I mean, is this the first show you worked with Taylor as the director?
No, Taylor and I have some history together. Not much to go on about, though. A few days ago, it was the first time I ever saw her scream at the stage manager. Rumor has it the poor guy packed his bags and left New York that night.
That sucks. I mean, also, hey, who is that lady with the pantsuit and the cigarettes that we see all the time? She just walks all over the place.
That's Catherine White, a producer and a bitch.
I think that's the first time I've heard you curse. I thought you were a saint for a while there. Jeez.
A saint? Okay, well, check this out. Catherine White is a bitch!
What if she hears you?
She's outside smoking. It'll probably be half an hour before she even comes back. Bet you can't say it louder.
Yeah, I'm not going to. No.
Catherine White is a major bitch!
Okay. Listen to this one.
As Sam inhales an obscene amount of air, Catherine and Sarah enter stage right door.
Catherine, what is it been?
No, Sam. Please finish your sentence.
Miss White.
Abby, care to finish Sam's sentence for him?
No, ma'am. We were just leaving. Sam, let's go.
Am I fired?
Strike one, Sam.
That's fair.
Abby, you stay. I need you to get our new stage manager all set up. Have her sign any paperwork she needs to sign.
Yes, Miss White. Come with me.
Sarah.
Great. Sarah, right this way.
Sarah and Abby exit house left.
You know, to be honest, I was under the impression that you were going to smoke an entire pack like you usually do.
Strike two.
Okay, I'm just gonna go. Yes.
Sam quickly gathers the rest of his gear, fumbling it around, and leaves through stage right door without screwing the screw in. Catherine puts her head in her hand and rubs her temples. She reaches into her coat pocket and pulls out her pack of cigarettes. Catherine exits house right. Walter, a soft-faced older gentleman who is a little testy, wears a collared shirt underneath a diamond-patterned sweater vest with brown pants and a cane, comes waddling out of the stage left door while simultaneously Barney, a stern-looking sweetheart of a man wearing an old Brooklyn baseball shirt and sweatpants, walks out of the stage right door. Barney has a slight limp to his walk. They both stop in their tracks when they see each other on opposite sides of the stage. Rivalry fills the air, then...
Is there something I can help you with?
Take a picture. It'll last longer.
Oh, you would love that, wouldn't you, freak?
Just walk the other way, Walt.
Just walk the other way, Walt. Why don't you do everybody a favor, Barney? Just end it all.
Oh, end it all? At least I have reasons to live. Nobody would miss you if you just disappeared into the abyss.
If I disappeared, maybe you'd finally have a chance at winning a Tony, you schmuck.
I don't need some plastic award to validate my bad acting, like you. Besides, I have won plenty of other awards that would put you to shame.
The only shame I have is sharing a stage with a no-good.
Walter and Barney escalate their fight just as Taylor, with scrambled hair and brains, Sarah and Sam, come bursting out of the stage left door. During the below, Walter and Barney play a game of power as they both seek the director's attention.
Walter? Barney? What the hell is going on now?
I've told you before, Taylor, and I'll tell you again. I refuse to work with that phony right there.
Taylor, listen. I've done enough shows in my lifetime where they don't allow children on set. Is this a daycare service? And there he is, frozen in time.
Just take it up with the stage manager. Abby?
Hi, Miss Walters.
Yes, the new one. Here, and the keys. Abby, please call everyone out onto set.
Everybody get out here.
As the cast and crew fled the stage, we realized that this show has more nincompoops working on it than we previously thought. Enter Charlie, the purest buttermilk biscuit of a man, stage left. He's wearing innocent clothes and his atmosphere can be described as a wholesome idiot.
What's all the fuss about? Are we changing the show again?
No, Charlie, my sweet angel, not again. Listen, people, we have 2 weeks before this show goes up, and we still have yet to work through the first act. I just wanted to say a few words. What the hell is everyone doing? I have been blessed with my talent for directing, and I cannot keep squandering my skills on this show. So let's just clear some things up on set. If you are an actor, raise your hand. And if you're on crew, raise your hand. Okay, everyone, look around. You see how many hands are raised? All of ours. All of us have something to do. Please, people, for the love of God, just do your job. Set for the top of scene 1.
Taylor exits, and as soon as they are gone, everyone sheds their light on how they feel about the director while the ensemble is doing quiet, busy work in the back. Walter and Barney take their exits and entrances. After a quick hustle and bustle, everyone clears the stage except the clueless Charlie and the confused Sarah.
Wow, so inspirational. I'm Charlie, by the way. She's normally like this, but it isn't such a rush when she's...
I think that she wanted us to clear.
It's always Charlie this, Charlie that. Charlie, come over after rehearsal. Like, I'm sorry I can't remember my lines, and I'm a clueless idiot, but...
Isn't that why you got hired? Right? To do all those things? I mean, except for the last one.
My juice is gone. Hey, I didn't catch your name.
Sarah. Now, please go get ready, Charlie.
Why should I listen to you?
Because I'm the new stage manager.
Oh my, I am so sorry. I probably seem so unprofessional right now. I'm so sorry, ma'am, sir, Mrs. Green.
It's okay, Charlie. Just please get off the stage.
Okay, I just have a few questions on what we're doing next.
Get off the damn stage, Charlie.
Go backstage, Charlie, and drink your cranberry juice.
All right, is anybody not ready?
You ready for your socks to be blown straight off?
Yeah, well, wait. Where is Esther?
Bombastic music starts playing. Sexy, raunchy. We see the center stage door fly open and a leg pops out before anything else. Almost as if waiting for someone to say her name and summon her. 60-year-old Esther comes lurking out from behind the set. Think of the style of Cruella de Vil and the personality of a drunk Carol Burnett. She has a glass half full of wine with red lipstick stains slittering the glass. Walter and Barney re-enter.
Hello, darlings. Did someone say my name?
Why, yes, we did, Esther.
Then I have arrived. Where are we starting from, my darlings?
From the same place as always.
My, oh my, oh my. Who do we have here?
I'm Sarah Green, the new stage manager.
Well, Sasha, it's nice to meet you.
And not Sasha, it's Sarah.
Charlie gives Sarah a quick glance. He has fear in his eyes. Even Charlie knows. Sarah catches on.
It's nice to meet you, Esther.
Ah, yes, isn't it? Now let's get on with it, shall we?
Esther exits the same way she entered, and so do Barney and Walter. Only Sarah and Charlie remain.
What's her deal?
I think she's stuck in the 1920s.
Is she allowed to drink during rehearsal?
I drink my cranberry juice.
Well, that's not... Okay, Charlie. You're right. Please go get set.
Yeah, wish me luck.
Charlie starts to leave to get set, but then he trips, and he falls. He gives a look to Sarah that says, "Oh, did you see that? That was pretty cool, huh?" Sarah puts her hand on her face and rubs her temples as Charlie gets set.
Is anyone not ready? Actors, go.
Sarah goes and sits with Taylor house right. The lights shift to focus on the show. Part 1, Scene 3. Smoke slightly fills the top of the stage as Ernie Solomon, a 70-year-old man with enthusiastic energy, comes rushing in from the kitchen. We hear beeping in the background. It's chaotic. A doorbell chimes throughout.
Cecil! Cecil, I burnt the casserole! Cecil! Cecil!
What?
I burnt the damn casserole! And that damn doorbell's going off again!
The cat's gone out again?
Cecil, an upbeat 73-year-old man, enters from the basement door.
No, Cecil, I burnt the damn casserole!
You're gonna set the sprinklers off!
I ain't gonna set no sprinkler off.
Open the goddamn door, Ernie! I'm suffocating in here!
But I'm holding my casserole.
Just give me the casserole.
You know, what are you doing? Yeah, this is my casserole.
It's just a casserole, Ernie. Just give it to me.
No, my casserole is my casserole.
Ernie, give it to me.
No way, Jose. I still need to add a few final touches.
Ernie!
I'm embarrassed, Cecil.
It's a casserole.
All right, Cecil. Take it.
Cecil reaches slowly for the casserole, feeling like a champion. As he touches the pan, he burns both of his hands.
Ah!
Would you like some oven mitts?
I would like some Band-Aids. They're still in your bedroom.
Barney exits.
I'll answer the door then.
Cecil goes to the front door to answer it, but struggles to twist the doorknob due to his burned hands. He eventually opens it. Charlie, as the mailman, wearing a light blue collared shirt tucked into dark blue pants. He has a satchel of mail stretching across his torso. Classic USPS. Mailman stands outside the door.
Yo, everyone.
Who the hell are you?
Just for your friendly mailman, I have some papers here for Ernie Solomon.
Ernie, you got some papers here!
Tell him I quit smoking years ago!
Just hand them here, kid.
Cecil grabs the papers and instantly flings them across the room due to his injured hands.
Oh!
All right, folks. You guys.
You can tell Charlie's using 100% of his brain power here.
Gee, I'm sorry, everyone. Can I please get my line? I don't mean to cause a hassle here.
Abrupt stop the light shift.
Everyone, hold.
Your line is, all right, folks, goodbye.
Taylor walks out onto the stage from house right. Sarah is trailing behind, scrambling with an absurd-sized prompt book, looking for Charlie's line.
Everyone stop. You okay, Charlie? I don't want you upset.
I'm okay. I just can't remember my last line.
It's all right, folks. Goodbye.
Walter and Barney stared at each other like, what the fuck? We agreed on something?
That is your line, Charlie.
Oh, okay. That's not so bad.
Kid, you're going to want to stay out of Shakespeare.
He needs to go home at this point.
Do I need to go over the company rules with you two again?
I was merely adding on.
He started it.
Should we reset for the top of the scene?
Oh, good God, please no. Let's just keep going. Charlie, can I talk to you for a second?
Of course. About what?
Everyone exit the stage for a moment.
Taylor takes Charlie slightly downstage. Sarah follows. Walter and Barney pretend to exit, but slowly peer their heads out from one of the set doors. They are eavesdropping. Sarah notices, signaling them to go away before Taylor notices, but they're too busy mocking Taylor's outlandish flirting.
I just want to remind you that you're doing such a great job. You're so sweet and tiny and cute, and I just want to roll you up like a little piece of sushi.
Well, thank you, Miss Taylor.
I also was wondering, Charlie, since we're on hold and whatnot, I noticed that you've been doing something with your hair. It seems so yummy. What are you using, conditioner?
I really just wake up and just combing back.
Hey, Taylor, I think we should.
You are so funny and cute, Charlie. I'm so glad you're in the show. You're so talented. I just can't believe nobody has asked you on a date. You must have people crawling after you.
Well, I do appreciate it. In fact, I was wondering.
Yes.
On the topic of dates.
Yes, I would love to.
Do we know the official dates for the pizza party to celebrate opening night yet?
Oh.
Sarah begins to scramble through the prompt book once again.
I believe the date for the pizza party is on...
If he can't remember his lines, then he won't remember the pizza party date.
Taylor closes the prompt book for Sarah.
And for everyone else in this production, let me remind you all how to call line.
Walter and Barney come peering out slowly from a door.
You don't apologize. You don't break character. Just call line. I'm looking at you, Barney.
Taylor, I think we should be worried about Charlie, not Barney.
Sarah, know your place. I need you to be on top of things. I know that you know the basics of being on book for an actor. If you are on book for an actor, make sure your
eyes never leave the script. Yeah, I'm sorry.
Sarah, you're doing amazing. I remember when I was your age in this business. See, there was a time in my acting career when I wanted to see what this whole be a tech backstage shebang was about. You see, I took a job sweeping theaters to humble myself. And you know the most important thing I learned while sweeping?
Not again.
Please don't say it, Walter.
You just have to brush the bad things away.
Are you done?
Yeah.
I appreciate it, Walter.
Taylor begins to walk backstage, leaving Sarah behind.
All right, everyone, let's get back to the show. And remember, Charlie, darling. Sarah, what's his line?
Sarah scrambles to find the page again while Taylor is turned away waiting for a response. Barney helps her pick up the prompt book.
All right, folks, goodbye.
All right, folks, goodbye.
Sarah catches up with Taylor, who is now walking fully off. Sarah quickly turns back to Barney and mouths, "Thank you."
Starting from there, Charlie.
Yes, won't ever happen again.
The production brightens up again. Charlie, Barney, and Walter scramble to their previous positions before the interruption.
All right, is anyone not ready? Actors go.
Taylor and Sarah exit.
All right, folks, goodbye.
Charlie is proud of himself. His ego grows. Cecil closes the door on Mailman.
Now, why did you go do something like that, Ernie?
It's not like I planned on burning the casserole for the second time today.
And I'm sure you didn't plan on getting divorced for the second time either.
Cecil and Ernie move stage right into the living room.
Okay, you didn't have to bring that up again, but I would like to offer you a lovely slice of Ernie Solomon's burnt casserole.
You can offer that some to Greta when she gets up here. What time did she say she was stopping by with those divorce papers? I swear that woman is so confusing. It doesn't surprise me that you've been getting divorced for, what is it now, 30 years?
She told me she was coming at 3 o'clock today. If she doesn't die on the way here, I would have to wait 30 more years to get life insurance papers.
Ernie and Cecil are now both sitting in the living room.
I don't see why you hate that woman so much.
It's a first-hand experience type of thing.
See, I've never been a fan of settling down for the long run. I like to keep my loins nice and active. I mean, say, what's the worst thing she ever did to you?
The only thing that keeps your loins nice and active is you taking your little legs to the kitchen at night and stealing one of my Twinkies from the cabinet. And the worst thing she's ever done to me? Well, the woman is constantly complaining. Ernie, you're so lazy. Ernie, do you even call your mother anymore? My mother is dead, Cecil. The crazy woman is delusional, Cecil. She's a type A psychopath.
She can't be that bad, Ernie. You tend to exaggerate.
She put my underwear in the shower and told it to wash itself.
Cecil stands up on the couch with sudden excitement.
Oh, you know what we should do, Ern?
What?
We should get back at that crazy old gal when she gets up here.
What are you saying, Cecil?
I say we give that woman a taste of her own medicine.
You mean like a prank? An old-fashioned prank?
A good old-fashioned Cecil and Ernie prank.
Cecil, you're getting me more excited than never-ending coffee day at Howard's Diner on Tuesdays.
Ernie leaves Cecil on top of the couch.
I say we pull an old-fashioned pail of the water on the door prank. Let's say around 2:45 we fill that metal bucket in the backyard with some water and set it on the door. Once she opens the door to hand you those papers, that bucket falls and she gets more wet than an ice cream cone on a hot summer afternoon.
Ernie grabs Cecil's shoulders with both his hands from the excitement beaming out of his fingertips.
So what are we doing till then? Make another casserole.
Taylor leaps onto the stage. Cast and crew comes as well.
All right, that was probably our best scene one to date. Everyone, let's just get out of costume and go home.
Walter and Barney step down from the couch. Bernie's gentle with himself due to his limping. He proceeds to wipe his hands against his pants with disgust.
If I had touched you for a second longer, I think I might have caught a disease.
You can't catch us. You already are, Barney.
We didn't even get to my scene today. No matter. An actress shall make art with as much or as little rehearsal.
We're only running scene 1 today? Don't we open in 2 weeks?
Art takes time, honey. Let's just go home and bask in the art we just made.
I'm sorry, Taylor, but we really should run the rest of Act 1 at least.
I hear you, sweetie. I hear you. We can just start with the rest of the show first thing in the morning.
No, Taylor. We need to do it now.
The cast and crew. Taylor is
Uh-oh.
Abby stomps on Sam's foot. He muffles his scream with her hand. They're petrified.
I don't know what honky-tonk small town you're from, but you never question my authority on this set. This is my show. If you want to keep your job and your senses, you will watch your mouth from now on. Say something like that again, and I'll make sure you end up just like the person who had your job last.
Taylor begins to leave. Abby follows while Sam becomes unaware of what is happening.
Sam, let's not upset Miss Taylor again.
What?
Abby snatches Sam by the arm, dragging him off stage right behind Taylor. Only Charlie, Barney, Walter, and Sarah, who is now put down, remain on stage.
Oh my god, did she kill our last stage manager?
No, Charlie. Now get on going before you miss your train again.
Oh crap. All right, folks. Goodbye.
Charlie winks and exits. Enter Catherine and Esther. Walter and Barney exit to gather their things.
How'd your first day go?
Is Taylor always like that?
Always. There isn't one day that goes by where she doesn't go through her routine.
I wish I could have found another option, but there's not a sane person in this world that wants to work with Walter and Barney on the same show. Their feud is well known.
You said something about that earlier. What happened at that last show that they were both a part of?
Oh, honey, you don't want to know. Okay, I'll tell you. Word around town was that the feud between Walter and Barney started when they were just kids. Two little babes competing for the role of a lifetime on Broadway, and was all set for them right from the start.
Childhood Broadway actors? What was the role?
Hamlet in the hit production Hamlet Jr.
Hamlet Jr.? Who gets away doing Hamlet for kids?
It was the 70s, darling. People got away with murder. Apparently, the auditions got so sweaty that they ended up double casting the role. Walter would play Hamlet in the first half and Barney in the second. Neither of them wanted to share the stage, let alone the role. Rumor has it that Walter swapped the fake sword that stabs Hamlet with the real one. So when the time came during a performance for Barney's Hamlet to die...
Wait, I thought the sword is supposed to stab Hamlet in the chest. Why does Barney have a limp?
A little birdie told me that the actor who was supposed to stab Barney dropped the sword at the last second, and the tip of the sword went right through little Barney's teeny-weeny foot, cutting some tendons, causing irreversible damage.
Oh my God.
But you did not hear that from me. I don't even know the whole story. Don't ask them, though. I hear Walter refuses to even acknowledge that it happened. I can't tell you how many times they both talked to me about wanting to drop this show.
Why does anybody want to stay in this show?
We are theater makers, darling. Storytellers. This is what we want to do. And let me tell you, this is one hell of a show.
It's Broadway. Things are hit and miss all the time. I won't lose much if it flops.
You're okay if this flops? Don't you care about the quality? Why would you want to put your name on something like this? I just don't get it.
Sarah, when we saw the application, we knew you didn't have the best credits. You didn't go to a conservatory. You didn't go to an art school. But you have passion. And for others, me included, this is just a job. And that's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. But when we saw what you could bring to the project, we wanted...
Who's we?
All of us. We sat down as a cast, probably the first and the last time, and picked you. Our last stage manager refused to be a part of this disaster because he thought he had a reputation to keep. Let me tell you, Sarah, there's no such thing as a reputation in theater. Just art. You're capable of something greater than what you're putting on. You just gotta find it. At least that's what this little guy tells me. Time to go meet all his friends. I hear Merlot is gonna give me a performance of a lifetime tonight.
Come on, Esther, let's get out of here. See you tomorrow, Sarah.
Catherine and Esther both exit, leaving Sarah alone on stage. Walter and Barney re-enter, carrying their things, ready to leave.
Going back to hell, Walt.
I'm going to your mama's house.
Very clever, Walt. Let me find you a gold sticker.
As Walter and Barney are leaving, they look back and notice Sarah's still on stage.
Tough first day, huh?
Yeah, not how I imagined it would go.
First time in New York?
Yeah, well, this is my first time living in New York. I went on a school trip with my high school theater class my senior year. I saved up the money all year with the help of my parents. They would help me set up small fundraisers, mowing lawns, neighborhood car washes, anything to go to the trip to New York. In my mind, New York was a place that felt like home before I even stepped foot in it. I wanted to make a career for myself in the theater, so it just called out to me. After I got the funds, I went on the trip. We had it all planned out. We would be seeing Broadway shows every other night while touring the day in the city. And the thing that caught my eyes weren't these huge, tall, colorful buildings and big signs, but the people. I loved observing them. I slowly realized that thing that was so intriguing about them is that they were all motivated. New York is a busy place, and I was striving for a career alongside everyone else. These people are dressed in suits, even when it rains, just to get to work in the city while dodging tourists. That motivation would pulse through my mind the entire week we were there. And then one night, we saw both of your shows, your guys' show. It wasn't the gags or the acting that caught my eye. It was the passion behind both of your eyes. And it stood out to me because every other person seemed to just be up there for fun. But what I saw with you two, it was familiar. In that moment, I felt like I had known you guys for my whole life. And that butterfly feeling that everyone talks about when they're nervous or scared was something else for me. It was a deep sense of passion burning in my heart because I knew from then on that I wanted this. I wanted to live in New York one day and do what I love, which is to create art in any way, shape, or form, especially through theater. I don't care what position I'm hired for or the money. I just want to live my life doing what I love. And being here today, that all came full circle. I just don't want to ruin it for myself so early before I've even begun.
Hey, kiddo, cheer up. We're both here for you.
Yeah, dude, this isn't even the worst I've had. Okay, maybe this is the worst I've had, but you'll pull through. We know you will. New York can be a scary place. Anywhere you go, there will be some trouble of some sort. But I think Walter and I can both say that you have something special. And also, you've got that passion in your eyes. We have your back, Sarah.
Both Walter and Barney go in for a hug, but notice that one another had the same idea. They hesitate until they eventually group hug Sarah.
Thank you. It means a lot coming from you guys. I don't mean to just spill my guts out, but, you know.
You can trust us. And just remember the most important thing. You've just gotta brush it off.
The hug suddenly breaks apart.
You can't even give it 2 seconds, can you, Walt?
It's good advice, Barney. Do you need any help getting home, Sarah?
Yeah, we can both walk anywhere you need to go.
Yeah, actually, that would be nice. I wouldn't mind walking out with you, but I just need a second here.
Of course, kid. Nothing like an empty house to fix your mood.
I still need to get my things from the back.
Oh, don't worry. Barney and I will get it for you.
The yellow raincoat and the purse backstage?
Yeah, that's it.
Walter and Barney begin to head backstage to retrieve Sarah's belongings.
Thank you.
You don't have to thank us, Sarah. It's just a kind thing to do for a friend.
Walter and Barney exit.
A friend.
Sarah moves around the space, placing items with her on set. She looks around the theater, taking subtle, deep breaths. Walter and Barney enter holding Sarah's belongings.
Well, you must feel fantastic performing then.
Oh, I actually do.
Walter and Barney give Sarah her belongings. Sarah puts on her raincoat, slinging her purse over that.
All right, you guys ready?
After you, Miss Stage Manager.
Oh, Captain, my Captain.
Walter, Barney, and Sarah exit the theater. Part 1, Scene 4. As the three characters make their way on the streets, music picks up and we see ensemble number 3 through 8 flood the stage as their characters from the top. New York at night has the same energy and music that we saw at the beginning of the show. Walter, Barney, and Sarah run into a group of people in front of the theater.
Party, man!
Can someone hail us a cab?
Man, that hot dog from earlier was so good.
Let's go get another one right now. Does anybody else want one?
Oh, I feel like I'm gonna throw up.
Ensemble runs straight into Walter and Barney, and everyone slows down during the below.
Watch it, old freaks.
I'll kick your ass, young blood.
Yeah, keep walking, or I'll find where you live and burn it to the ground.
Okay, man, geez, I'm sorry.
And then we're gonna take out your niece and show you what it means to be a freak.
Get out of here.
Listen, I think there was a misunderstanding.
Sarah breaks away from the background where everyone is in slow-mo, and she joins Walter and Barney.
Yeah, get out of here before we make you wish you weren't born.
Ensemble 3 hustles away. Sarah, Walter, and Barney are left in the middle with the ensemble slipping past them.
Whoa, that was amazing.
New York ain't so scary once you figure out how to talk to the youth here.
Remember last week when we saw that street magician get run over?
That was good times. Good times.
I don't know why anybody thinks you guys are mean to each other. You guys seem to get along really well.
Walter and Barney look at each other for a second. Maybe it's friendship. Alas, they both turn away with a disgusted, "You caught me" tone.
Now, Walter Jones is a talentless hack.
Shut it, you pruny beanbag.
No, you know what, Walt? I ain't coming back tomorrow. Have fun working by yourself.
Oh, I'm so scared. I mean, when you said that yesterday, and the day before that, and the week before that, I believed you. Now you're just giving me false hope.
Barney and Walter continue to bicker off stage as Sarah watches with amusement. When Sarah crosses and reaches center stage, all the ensemble exit, leaving only Sarah. Sarah looks up to the theater, and with a careful hand pulls out the keys to the theater and locks the doors. At the sound of a clock clicking, blackout. End of part 1.